I've got a bunch of friends who are entrepreneurs and they're trying to crack that $1 million mark. Then you kind of wrap around and we've got a bunch of customers that are 10 and 50. And the question that we get is like, hey, what technology, tech stack, processes and systems do we need in order to grow and scale and achieve massive success? And that's what I want to go over today with you so that you know exactly what you need to do on that trajectory from $1 million to $100 million. The very first hire is not a CRM, although most people will say you need a CRM and that's the first system you should buy. Your very first hire, and it's not a technology platform, it's an assistant. The very first person. If you're a great salesperson, entrepreneur, and you know how to sell your product or service, and you know the market you're going after, the very first thing that you want to do is just hyper focus on driving revenue and give everything that is non-dollar productive away to an assistant. That is a game changer. Most business owners don't know it. But this is pre-technology. You don't freaking need a CRM until you have an assistant. Your assistant should keep you organized and should keep the processes in place so that you can go out and sell, market, network, and drive revenue. That's number one. Number two, once you have that assistant and you're actually going out and selling your product or service, the number two thing that you need is a CRM, some sort of customer relationship management platform where all your leads are inputted, all your deals are put in, and you can start measuring your win-loss ratio. Now that's a really important thing as you're trying to cross the $1 million mark. Like, how many targets do I have? How many leads came in? How many meetings did we do? How many closings did I do? And what's the revenue from each of the closings? What's my win-loss ratio? Set up your CRM to give you, the business owner, a direct reflection of your results. Like, this is the biggest wow that you can do as an entrepreneur in that $1 million space. The other thing that you want to connect is a VoIP phone system to your CRM. This is a game changer because what you want to do is you want to tie your leads to your phone, meaning if I'm calling 20 guys and I'm getting 10 conversations and I'm closing 2 out of those 10 conversations, I need to be able to hear, see, feel, know that, and have it recorded at the lead record stage. So number two is a VoIP phone system that ties directly into your CRM so that your assistant and you can manage all of your client communications. Now, that's interesting for multiple reasons. Number one, your CRM ought to connect with your email platform. Your CRM ought to connect with your phone platform. Your contracts, now we're going to the next stage of technology. We use DocuSign. There used to be like HelloSign. I mean, there's a whole bunch of opportunities out there to have contracts. Like, once you sell somebody, you've got to move them into a contract or an order form or an invoice or a proposal, whatever it is. So your next system is somewhere to keep client contracts, and we also have our customers sign mutual NDAs. So, you need to have a place for your customer contracts, your NDAs, and all the kind of information, the legal information to be held for the business. So I also like DocuSign tying into my CRM and the phone system and emails tying into your CRM. So now we just got to 4 and 5. The next thing that you need to do, and this is very looked over, meaning people don't do this, which is wild. A lead is somebody who hasn't closed. An account is a closed deal. You want to connect your accounts to your financial software. Whether you're using FreshBooks, QuickBooks, some ERP system, some all-in-one platform that is like a plug-and-play, like Toast for restaurants, whatever it is, what you want to do is connect your financial systems to your accounts. Once you've converted a lead to an account, you want that lead and the revenue associated with that new customer to directly flow into your accounting software so you can create monthly books, cash flow statements, balance sheet. All of those things need to exist inside your business because it's your ability to get feedback on the business. How much revenue are you generating per client? What's your revenue growth? What's your profits? What's your profit growth? What's your margins on new customers, whether you're selling a product or selling a service? Really important details and data to be had. Those are the basics. That will get you to $10 million in revenue. That's all you need. You probably want to have an Excel spreadsheet so you can extract data from all those different systems and create an operating scoreboard That's the next thing that you'll want to have, probably at the $2 to $3 million mark. Once you start having team members, because you're onboarding employees, they're helping you in the sales process, they're helping you in the marketing, maybe they're helping deliver your service or product to the end user customer. Once you have those folks, then you have to create some sort of a scorecard for your team and an audit, meaning, are my customers being served exactly the way I want them served? It's important at that $10 million mark to start getting feedback from your customers. Are you happy with our product or service? Do you feel that you got a 10 out of 10? So you want to get that feedback kind of loop. So the next software that you need to have is some sort of customer experience, customer NPS score, some feedback methodology. So when a customer has a good experience, they tell you, and when they have a bad experience, they tell you. We're moving into the next order, which is a marketing platform. And this is where it gets crazy. You have to buy a platform that connects email, your social media, your website traffic, and your conversion on your traffic. This is that moment that you start actually maybe buying leads. Notice we're at $10 million and you haven't had to buy leads yet. That's a healthy business. You may start to buy some leads at that like $3, $4, $5 million mark. But the reality is you're probably using a third party, which is the right thing to do in those $3, $4, $5 million. A third party is helping you generate those leads because you can have an expert. But once you get to $10 million, you need your own platform. You need your own way to measure your paid ads, your social ads, your Google stuff. And so at this moment, you need to have a marketing engine of some sort that is measuring your analytics, your sales results, what's happening inside the business, tying your KPIs, your scoreboard all together, and then individually linking team members and the results that they're delivering for the business to your scorecard. Now, I'm simplifying. I wanna be clear about this. Each one of these implementations, and this is a really important lesson. I lost a lot of money implementing a marketing platform without a specialist on that marketing platform. I lost a lot of money in building the wrong CRM when we onboarded a CRM and we didn't have it customized correctly. We didn't set it up right. And so it's really important as you're onboarding these technologies, unless you're like 25 or 30 and technology is just your thing, or unless you use a plug and play software that exists for your industry, for your product or service, this is a really important part. Hire implementation partners who have experience doing this, and they've set up other like industries or like products when you're doing a CRM, when you're connecting your phone, when you're doing your marketing engine. Pay the money and be ready to pay big money to have an implementer come in and actually help you set those things up so your business runs smooth and isn't actually held back by having the right software set up incorrectly. This is a big deal. The rest of them, I mean, this is gonna get you probably to $20 to $30 million in revenue. Most of the value here is getting very sophisticated with your sales process and marketing process. And the third thing, which is crazy, which we learned the hard way, by the way, like all of these things are our mistakes or we watched our customers make these mistakes. The next thing is some sort of customer experience software, because as you cross that $10 or $20 million mark, what happens is you've gotten really good at acquiring customers, and now you got to get really good at keeping those customers and expanding them. They call this land and expand. And that's a really important deal. You land a customer and then they cancel. Well, that money is just simply wasted. And it's a big deal in business to keep your customers and expand the revenue that you generate from those customers. So the next software that I would get in that, $15 to $30 million, depending on the industry and business and all that, is a customer experience software where you can open tickets, you can get feedback from your customers, you can measure success with your customers, and really have a way of communicating outside of your CRM and a customer experience platform that is separate. You also need to connect emails, phones, all that stuff, and now you've bifurcated your company, meaning there's a revenue part and there's a services part. That's when the magic starts to happen. There's a lot of opportunities too in this world to get some sort of accountability software for your team, some sort of business planning software for your team, get some sort of financial analytics. These can all be software platforms, or they can be ran manually, but these are the things that are grow and will help you grow and scale to $100 million. Those are the most important technologies out there as you're in that process. And I want to leave you with some last advice. Make sure you have an internal team that can help you implement these software platforms, or you find the right IT implementer / outsource solution to kind of help you go through the process of transformation. Those two things are game changers when it comes to growing and scaling, because you're probably an expert in your industry, you're probably a great salesperson, you're probably a great leader, but you're probably not a technologist. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they implement software, it's not done correctly, and they waste a lot of money. We were talking to a customer, and I keep reiterating this, and this is the reason why. They had an ERP that was homegrown, they transitioned into a market standard for their particular business, they're an e-commerce company, and they chose the wrong implementation partner. They had their CFO actually leading it. And although she had done it before, she hadn't done it before in that company, and she really didn't know the business. So that last bit of software is an ERP. And so they chose the wrong software. They had the wrong leader leading that particular project. They didn't have the right IT support. And so they failed in properly implementing the ERP. And in conversation, I asked him how much he lost or spent or was wasted from that implementation. And they're in the process right now of undoing it and completely wiping it from the business. But he said in 3 years, he thinks he wasted in pure profits and revenue, $5 million implementing the wrong software with the wrong team, with the wrong plan. And that's a big lesson to me. My eyeballs popped. And I want you to avoid that lesson. And it's real. Like, he's a client. I know for sure. We were in that process. I know that this is a reality for most business owners. In fact, I can tell you most of the time software can be an enabler if done correctly, but it also can actually be a deflection point for your business and stop you from scaling and growing your business. So just be careful. Do it in the right process like I just shared with you, and good luck.